Welcome back, brothers and sisters of Christ. My name is Brianna and I'm back with another video. And for today's video is, did you consult with God? So a lot of times we put ourselves in situations and then when they're not going as we expected, we're confused or even mad at God about it. But the thing is, did you even consult with God first? Or did you just go into the situation without prayer, without consulting with God? Did you just go into the situation leaning on your own understanding, going on your own emotions and following your heart? Or did you go into the situation with prayer, but did not listen to God? Because a lot of times we pray about situations, God give us the answer, and we still turn around and do what we want to do. And then we looking crazy and we mad at God and we have not listened. It's either we haven't consulted God or we have consulted God, but did not listen to his instructions. And for an example, a relationship is a huge one. A lot of times we are in these relationships with people and we're wondering why the relationship is not going well. But the thing is, did you talk to God about this relationship? Did you talk to God about this person? Did you ask God if this person is for you? Or did you just go with your feelings, your heart, and your emotions because you love this person, because you want to make it work, but the Lord said that person is not for you? Did you ignore God, the signs that God have given you, the confirmation, the answers that God gave you, and go on with your own stuff? Or did you even consult with God to begin with? Because as I mentioned in another video before, sometimes we avoid certain things because we don't want to hear the answer or the outcome that God's going to give us. And a lot of times I feel like relationship is one of those main things that people avoid praying about because, they're lusting over this person and they feel like this is someone they want to be with, but the Lord said no. And they know deep down that the Lord is like, no. So they would avoid that prayer altogether because they're not ready to let the person go. But did you consult with God about that relationship, about that marriage, about that friendship, about that person? Even leaving a job or starting a business without consulting God and wondering why you're not getting the results and outcomes that you hoped for. Because you did not consult with God. Sometimes we leave our jobs without consulting with God and hit rock bottom. And we're wondering why. God never told you to leave that job. You did that on your own. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes when God tells us to do something, we can still hit rock bottom. Hard times will still happen even when God told you to do something. But a lot of times we are not even consulting with God. A lot of times God is our last option and last resort. We done already made our mind up, made the decision, and then we're going to consult with God. You could have avoided a lot of stuff if you consulted with God first. He would have told you what you needed to know. We should consult with God for any and every decision in general, but also to avoid things in situations that were never meant for us to begin with. I tell y'all this all the time. We put ourselves in a lot of situations that were never even meant for us by not consulting with God, not praying, not listening, not reading our word. A lot of things we put on ourselves. So many things in life can be avoided, I realized when I came to Christ. And we wonder why things are not working out, Well, that's because you didn't seek God and you did not seek his will for your life. You did what you felt was best instead and not what God has told you in his will for your life. You didn't put him first and you made your own decisions. And now you're trying to figure out why it's not going how you thought it would, because God is not a part of that relationship. God is not a part of that business or whatever it is that you have going on, because it was not ordained or orchestrated by God. You didn't consult with him. You didn't get his blessings. You didn't listen to him. And when something is not God's doing, trust me, there will be nothing good that comes with it. There will be no peace. A lot of times you will be miserable doing things out of God's will. So we must consult with God. I mean, it's a must. It's a necessity. It's not like sometimes. It's all the time. In everything that we do. Everything I do, I consult with God first. And people might think that that's just crazy. Sometimes I may forget. Don't get me wrong. But for the most part, like every decision that I make now, I am consulting with God, because I want to make sure that I am in God's will, that I'm aligning to his will for my life. I do not want to stray off path. I do not want to put myself in situations that I don't have to be in. So I am going to consult with God to avoid that, to avoid being out of his will, to avoid situations in my life that I didn't have to go through. And the Lord is very straightforward. You know what I mean? He's very straightforward. And like I said, that's why a lot of people avoid coming to him about certain things, because they know the answer is going to be straightforward and they're not ready to hear it. But he's very straightforward. So whatever it is that he wants you to do, he's going to tell you. If he don't want you to do something, he's going to tell you yes, no. Like, it ain't no ring around the rosy with the Lord. But we must consult with God, because there's so many things that I hear. You know, a lot of people are like, well, why is this happening? Why is this? Well, did you ask God about it? Did you pray to God about it? How did you go about the situation? And a lot of times people, you really sit back and think like, wait a minute. Oh, I thought that bug was in here. Did I talk to God about it? Did I consult with God about it? And a lot of times we do not. We don't. And I thought about a lot of things in my life, in my past, or, you know, situations. And I'm like, when you think about like, why did I go through this? You know, you have to ask yourself, did you consult with God about it? And if you did you sit down and listen to God? Because consulting with God is not enough if you're not going to listen. You must be obedient as well when he gives you the answers. So, yes, y'all, consult with God. Make sure you are consulting with God. But if this word is not for you, this is for some. If this word is not for you, it's for somebody else. Remember, I'm telling y'all this because I love y'all. God bless.